help overcome the logistical challenges of being our most remote coalfield region, we've developed partnerships with local stakeholders to ensure our funds reach the grassroots organisations. And for many years, Dover District Council brokered funding to local groups, but more recently a new fund has been established called the Kent Coalfields Community Fund. And Lisa Pope, who's sat here as well, knows the pain of having to manage a grant process, as do my team. But now into its second year and having received a total of £60,000 from us, Aylesham and District Community Workshop Trust are the lead, and I'd like to invite Garrity MBE onto the stage to talk more about their work. Thank you.
Good morning, colleagues, and thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to speak to the Coalfield Regeneration Trust that represents every coalfield in Great Britain. One of the things we need to establish, first of all, that most collieries are isolated, with little villages dotted, usually outside towns, and at one time, not very many people used to visit us. And do you know what? It's not a disgrace to come from a deprived community. But like Fiddler on the Roof said, it ain't a great honour either. And what the Coalfield Regeneration Trust has done is given leaders in coalfield areas up and down the country, from Scotland down to Kent, from Wales over to the heartlands of Barnsley. It's given them opportunities to actually deliver projects that they want, not projects handed down from Westminster or some county council. And we are proud to have worked with Peter McNestry and the trustees. And what I'd like to say is happy birthday to the Coalfield Regeneration Trust. It took 50 years to run a vibrant industry, the British coal industry, into the ground. You've been going 20 years, but you need another 20 to actually finish the job. And the money that Peter has been talking about this morning, it ain't taxpayers' money that the government has been giving to the Coalfield Regeneration Trust. When the then government closed most of our deep pits and they finished the National Coal Board, they took over the Miners' Pension Fund and they promised to keep it going, which was a good deal. But since the 1990s, there's been a surplus in the Miners' Pension Fund every year, and it has gone to the government. So when we're talking about funding for the Coalfield Regeneration Trust, we're not talking about taxpayers' money. We're talking about our granddads, our dads' pension fund. And when John Prescott, our great champion, in 1997 set up the Coalfield Task Force, which Peter was a leading member, what they said is, we will contribute the surplus that the government got out of the pension fund into regeneration. And that is why the Coalfield Regeneration Trust has been such a leading force in the regeneration of our communities. Our communities were on their knees. I spoke to someone in the coffee room, and they said, "You come from Kent. How can you be deprived?" Well, I've got to tell you, some of these economic gurus have got a thing called the trickle-down effect. And if anyone believes that poor people like us benefit from the trickle-down effect from the million and billionaires from London, you're deluding yourselves. Because rich people, they don't want to pay no tax. Amazon and them want to pay no tax. So therefore I'd say to any government. Read the work that Sheffield Hallam has done, and what a great job on regeneration, the Coalfield Regeneration Trust, and give us back some of our dads and granddads' money to make a difference to our communities. And the difference you have made to our communities in Kent, we had the pits of Snowdown, Chelmsford, Betsanger and Chislett. The difference you have made has been immense. The first tranche of money that we got, Thatcher done us a great deal. They closed the pit and they closed our secondary school. And I said to my colleagues, tell you what you can do. You can rely on the government to let you down. But when you're on your knees, there's only one way to do. Look to the sky. And the first tranche of money we got from the Coalfield Regeneration Trust was in 2002, £240,000 to help open a redundant school that had been closed for 3 years. We drove a road across the sports field, accessed other money to build workshops, office blocks. We've got a conference centre, we've got a child centre, we've got training. And do you know what we've done with that 240,000? It sprung up other money, and now 300 people work there. And they don't work there 1 year, they work there every year. So what the benefit that the Coalfield Regeneration Trust done for us, they give us £240,000. 300 people put nearly £5 million a year into our local economy in wages, and there's nearly £2 million that those 30 firms on an old secondary modern school site contribute to buying services in the local economy. And the last, Steve, being embarrassed in how much money we've got, but you know what? I'm not embarrassed to ask for money for our people. And the next one we've got is 240,000 for our miners' welfare. And do you know what? Whoever invented miners' welfare at the beginning of the century done a great job. Most of them have got plenty of assets, 14 acres of sports pitches. We've got our rugby club, the miners' welfare in Snowdown and Aylesham is going well. We've still got our brass band, we've got our male voice choir, we've got the pigeon club, rugby club and football, and putting sport. And one thing that I was very pleased to see, your team came down to Kent, and there are funds to regenerate miners' welfares up and down the country. And again, you gave us that money. I think that was 240,000. We keep asking for 200. It's lucky for us because you have another one. And we built a sports centre. Peter came and opened it for us. Miners' welfares are a crucially important part of our heritage, because I've got to tell you a secret. The only good thing down a coal mine is the men. And our welfare is delivering sport and services for the next generation and the next generation. But what I end to do, see these things, employment, skills and health. Sheffield Hallam has done report after report showing that's what needs to be done. And I've got to tell you, the people that can deliver it is the Coalfield Regeneration Trust. Thank you very much.